Welcome back to another We Ourselves video. Well, everyone's reported Denzel Washington is coming to the MCU by way of a part in Black Panther 3. Now, apart from this obvious attempt by Disney to pull attention away from the recently trending hashtag recast T'Challa, is also meant to pull general support for a failed MCU franchise. The problem I have is the MCU already has an extensive list of black male characters that have either been killed or character assassinated, and I don't want to see Denzel add yet another character to this MCU graveyard. While a lot of people are excited about the news and about the possibility of who Denzel will play, like an older version of T'Challa or maybe even T'Chaka, I am not happy at all. First, as I mentioned, this news was released on the same day to take attention away from the hashtag recast T'Challa. So no, I don't really expect Denzel to play a version of T'Challa. Whomever he plays, it will be a one and done performance. And that's my problem. And I have no interest in Denzel Washington adding his immense acting skills to this process of eliminating a character or character assassination, or in the case of one individual, both. The downgrading of the actors has already begun. Don't forget, Denzel Washington and Giancarlo Esposito were both rumored at one time to enter the MCU as part of the mutant wave, and they were going to play Magneto and Professor X respectively. Now, it was speculation, but some of the same news sources that are reporting this news, they also reported that, and they all speculated on how great it would be to have such talented actors portray these iconic comic book characters. And the fact that they were so popular and so talented, it would overcome the objections to the obvious race swapping. But yet, both men have been downgraded in who they will play. Esposito, instead of playing Professor X, he's going to play Sidewinder, who is a side character in the upcoming Captain America movie starring Anthony Mackie. And that movie has had troubled production from the very beginning, and even now it is in reshoots yet again, almost 2 months away from release. But they brought this well-known black actor in to help prop up this failing movie. Likewise, Denzel Washington won't be playing the iconic Magneto. He'll play some character that Ryan Coogler is creating, probably a fictitious character and not one from the actual Black Panther pantheon. But even so, it's a downgrade from playing the iconic Magneto. So he, like Esposito, is brought in to prop up a failed franchise. But as I said, Marvel has an extensive graveyard of characters. It became evident that Marvel has a pattern that they stick to. First of all, you have Chadwick Boseman. We cannot get past him. He is the ultimate case of what Marvel does. Unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman died in real life, but Marvel quickly moved to tie the real-life actor to the fictional character, and then they killed the fictional character, put his funeral in a movie, and even took him out of the animated X-Men 97. That was the ultimate example of what they would like to do. But with the rest of these prominent black male actors, they simply kill off the characters, or they character assassinate, or, like I said, in the case of one, they do both. Idris Elba played Heimdall. He was supposed to be Thor's friend, but he had very limited screen time throughout the Thor movies, and eventually, at the very beginning of Infinity War, he's stabbed in the chest by Thanos himself, and he's killed. Forrest Whitaker, who played Zuri in the first Black Panther movie, if I recall, he was stabbed in the heart. Sterling K. Brown, another fine actor, who played a made-up character in Jobu, he was stabbed in the heart by his brother. Michael B. Jordan, who played Killmonger, was also stabbed in the heart. All three of these last gentlemen were killed in the first Black Panther movie. There's a lot of stabbing in the heart of these black male characters. Again, ritualistic killing. Next, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and forgive me if I mispronounce the Nigerian-British actor's name, but you had Chikwudi Iwuji, who played the High Evolutionary. This man was one and done character, and he was killed in Guardians of the Galaxy. But the interesting thing was, even though the story revolved around him and Rocket, it was not Rocket who killed him. They gave that honor to Zoe Saldana's Gamora, the black woman, to decapitate him with her sword. Interesting choice. Cleve Bennett, who played Battlestar in Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, he had his back broken and he was killed. Now you have your next list of black actors. You had Lawrence Fishburne, who was Dr. Bill Foster in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's just totally forgotten. And his achievements, in which he was actually smarter than Hank Pym, or just as smart, their bickering back and forth to who was the smartest was reduced down to who's bigger than who, snide remark by another character. Next, you had Don Cheadle, who complained himself that you knew nothing about his character, Rhodey, only to find out in the TV show Secret Invasion that he's been a Skrull. So any character development that he had on screen since the time his accident in Civil War, it's now done away with. He's been played supposedly by a female Skrull this entire time. Likewise, you had Samuel L. Jackson. The first assassination against his character, it was in the first Captain Marvel movie. You had her talking to him like he was a 2-year-old the entire time. But in his show, Secret Invasion, it was nothing but nonstop character assassination of this character. And at the end, he doesn't even face the villain because once again, a black man is replaced by a female Skrull who actually takes over the scene. And the last granddaddy of the black actors who was mistreated by MCU was none other than Jonathan Majors. Like I said, not only was his character killed, 3 different versions of him, and 2 of them over and over and over again repeatedly in the last episode of Loki Season 2, but you also had the character assassination. You had the women defeating him. And the one woman who actually supported him in the Loki series, the woman of color, he betrays her. Not only was it a character assassination of Kang, because it did not do justice to their actual comic book relationship between Kang and Ravonna, but you also was assassinating the character of the real actor. As you can see, the MCU graveyard is full of headstones with black male characters and the black male actors who breathe the life into these fictional characters for the brief time that they were on screen. And I do not understand why Denzel Washington, who has decades experience in Hollywood and is extremely intelligent and he knows the game, why he signed on to add his name to that list. I know some people are saying he might be doing this so as a gateway to get his son into the MCU or maybe the Black Panther franchise. But you don't need Denzel to do that. David Washington has a name for himself. He has a sci-fi name for himself. He can get in there if they really wanted him. But even then, that's 2 Washingtons that are going to end up in the MCU graveyard for black male characters. But my question at the end of the day before I end is like, why would Denzel Washington do this? Just my speculation, but for somebody to go this long in their career and never fall for the Hollywood shenanigans to suddenly he's signing on to play a one-and-done character for Marvel, knowing that they already have a graveyard littered with black male characters. Again, this is just my speculation, but I just have to wonder if that's the price he's paying to take that power move behind the camera. Well, anyway, that's what I think about this whole thing. No, I'm not excited. I mean, of course, it's Denzel Washington, and I will see the movie if it ever comes out so that I can review it. But I'm not happy about what it means because yet another prominent black actor is going to add a tombstone to that MCU graveyard of black male characters. So no, I'm not excited about it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you the next time.